Okay, the next thing we want to talk about, we just talked about vertical shrinking and stretching, so now we're going to talk about horizontal. Let's first start to talk about horizontal stretching. So if we're talking about horizontal stretching, and it's kind of backwards from what we previously thought. Previously we thought with vertical stretching, if A was greater than 1, then you would have stretching. So now we kind of got to reverse gears, and for horizontal stretching, if A is less than 1 or less than 1 and greater than 0, so therefore it's basically a fraction. Something like this. We'll have the horizontal stretching that we're talking about, and something like that would look just like this, where if originally we had something like this, like you have in your book, where it's y equals f of x, and we wanted to have the horizontal stretching, then that would simply be as you had thought, where it's just going to stretch it out. And that's going to be where A is greater than 0, less than 1. So now looking at horizontal shrinking, this is going to be when your A, your coefficient multiplied by the variable, is going to be greater than 1. So whenever your A is greater than 1, you will have horizontal shrinking. The best way to view that is if this is what you originally had, just as your book showed you. This was your original y equals f of x, and you ended up given something like this, where A was greater than 1, then your graph would end up looking something similar to this, where it's just going to shrink it on the x-axis. And again, we could go back to those previous examples that we've already written, where we had 2x squared as one of the functions, and we had 1/2 x squared and 1/4 x squared. And you can kind of, if you go back in the lecture here, you can see that as you do like the 1/2 x squared, it was going to be like this, and then the 1/4 x squared, it was even wider. So you can see we have the horizontal stretching and shrinking. And then also there was the 2x squared, where it was really stretched out, but that was more of a vertical stretch.